Look at this specific point in time, but such thinking is the language of the unaware. Those who have trained their eyes to see the deeper current beneath life's surface know. There is no randomness in what has brought you here. You did not stumble into this Thursday. You arrived. Every breath you've taken, every decision you questioned, every hardship that made you want to stop, each of these moments was a quiet chisel shaping the edges of your purpose. You may not have noticed it then, but while you struggled, you were preparing. While you doubted, you were learning. And while you thought life was delaying you, it was actually disciplining you, so that when the moment finally came, you would not be too weak, too distracted, or too uncertain to claim it. Purpose does not shout, it whispers. And preparation is the art of learning how to listen. Many ask for meaning, but few are willing to carry the weight of readiness. You have been carrying it even when it felt heavy, even when it made no sense. That weight has turned you into someone who can hold this moment without breaking. There are no shortcuts. There are no accidents. We often mistake long roads for wrong roads and detours for mistakes. But the truth is, preparation rarely looks like progress. Sometimes it looks like silence, sometimes it looks like rejection, and sometimes it looks like waiting, the hardest kind of waiting. When your hands are ready, your heart is full, but the door remains closed. Still, you waited, still you refined your breath, your discipline, your focus, and now the door has opened. When purpose arrives, it does not arrive for those who simply wish. It arrives for those who are forged, and forging is painful. That pain you carried silently, privately, year after year after year, was not punishment. It was alignment, it was sharpening. Just as the sword is not born from beauty but from fire, you too have been shaped by the heat of your own challenges. This is why you are here, not by mistake, not by chance, but because life knows who is ready, life recognizes its own. And when preparation meets purpose, the world calls it coincidence. But the soul knows better. You are not standing in this moment by accident. This present, as ordinary or as extraordinary as it may seem, is not separate from your past. It is not an isolated island in time. It is the echo, the resonance, the visible crest of every invisible wave that has come before. Each step, no matter how small, created a vibration. Every thought you entertained, every word you spoke, every action you took, whether conscious or unconscious, sent ripples into the fabric of your life. The present is simply where all of those ripples have gathered. It is not independent. It is not spontaneous. It is what remains after everything else has passed through. Even the moments you thought were meaningless, they left their mark. That one decision you made late at night, the conversation you had and quickly forgot, the fear you overcame quietly without applause, all of these contributed to the texture of now. What you feel, what you face, what stands before you at this very moment is not new. It is familiar. It was built by you, shaped by you, drawn to you. Often we rush through life desperate to get to the next, but in doing so we forget that the next cannot exist without the now, and the now cannot exist without the steps that came before. We imagine the future as something that will arrive and save us, but the future is just another name for a present not yet revealed, a continuation of what we are choosing today. So ask yourself, how did I get here? Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Trace the thread back for I did. The disappointments, the breakthroughs, the hesitations, the courage, the loss, the love, none of it is wasted. None of it is erased. It lingers in this moment like scent in the air after incense has burned out. You can't see the flame, but you know it was there. There is a strange comfort in this, because if the present is the echo of every step, then you are never truly lost. Even in confusion, you are only hearing the reverberations of earlier movements. Movements that can be understood, learned from, redirected. The weight you carry is not senseless. It has a history. The joy you feel is not fragile. It has roots. And the decisions you face now are not new burdens, but new chances informed by the long path your feet have already walked. Many people long to be chosen. They crave the recognition, the spotlight, the confirmation that they are seen, that they are special. They imagine that being chosen is a gift, a kind of spiritual lottery in which a few are picked while others are left behind. But those who are truly chosen, not by people but by purpose, understand something deeper. To be chosen is not a reward, it is a call to carry. You are not here because life wanted to favor you. You are here because life saw you could carry something that others could not. You are not standing where you are because of luck or timing. You are standing here because something in you, perhaps long before you realized it, said yes to a path that is narrow, demanding, and deeply personal. Responsibility is often mistaken for burden, but the one who is chosen does not see it this way. Responsibility to the awake and the disciplined is sacred. It is the honor of being entrusted with something greater than self-interest. When life chooses you, it is saying, you are capable, you are prepared, you are strong enough to hold what others may drop. There is no comfort in being chosen, at least not the comfort the world sells. There is only clarity, and clarity often comes wrapped in solitude, pressure, and discipline. To be chosen means you will walk past others won't understand. It means you will often have to act without applause, give without expectation, lead without needing recognition. Not because it is easy, but because it is right. And the one who is chosen learns quickly that it is not about feeling worthy, but about becoming useful. Not in the eyes of others, but in alignment with something deeper. You are not here to be admired. You are here to be refined. Every hardship that brought you here was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to strip away what was unprepared until only the essential remained. That essential part, the silent strength that refused to quit, the hidden courage that never asked for validation, that is what life recognized when it chose you. Not the version of you that wants comfort, but the one that is ready for the weight of purpose. So when you feel the weight of being chosen, do not mistake it for punishment. It is proof that you are trusted, and trust must be answered not with pride but with practice, not with ego but with devotion, not with relief but with readiness. It is easy to wait for special occasions. Many people spend their lives anticipating moments that are marked by ceremony, titles, or external signs. They believe transformation comes on birthdays, at the turn of a year, or during some grand event where everything suddenly makes sense. But those who walk the inner path know better. They know the sacred does not announce itself. It hides in the unnoticed, the quiet, the plain. What looks like just another day, what feels routine, predictable, even mundane, is often the very stage where your greatest shift is waiting. The ordinary is not the opposite of the extraordinary, as an opposite of the extraordinary. It is its container, and only those with clear eyes and a still mind will recognize it, because the sacred is not about spectacle, it is about presence. A single conversation, a breath taken with awareness, a decision made with integrity, these are not small things. They are turning points disguised as daily life. The sacred rarely demands your attention with noise. It waits to be noticed in silence. And this is why discipline matters. Not because life is strict, but because life is subtle. If you are distracted, chasing the next dramatic moment, you will overlook what is right in front of you. You will miss the opportunity hidden inside the ordinary day, the chance to shift direction, to forgive, to let go, to speak the truth, to show up fully. The path to mastery is not paved in rare moments. It is built in repetition, in the way you rise in the morning, in the way you treat others when no one is watching, in how you carry yourself when nothing special appears to be happening. Sacredness is not found in the event, but in the attention you bring to it. Many wait for life to present them with a sign, a big one, loud and undeniable. But life doesn't often work that way. It places the sign in today's routine, in the discomfort you ignore, in the opportunity you delay, in the voice you silence inside yourself. The invitation is always there, but rarely labeled. So what makes today different? Only your awareness. Only your willingness to stop searching for something extraordinary and begin honoring the ordinary as the place where the divine is hiding. That is where life does its real work. Not in rare flashes, but in steady rhythms. What matters most is not the day itself, but how you choose to meet it. The sacred waits in the same room as your boredom, in the same breath as your frustration. It waits for you to recognize that nothing is just another day when you are fully awake within it in a world that rewards movement, speed, and constant action. Stillness is often misunderstood. It is mistaken for laziness, idleness, or weakness. But stillness is none of these. It is not the absence of effort. It is the presence of awareness. It is a deliberate pause in a world that constantly pulls you toward distraction. True stillness is not simply the lack of noise around you. It is the quieting of the noise within. The internal noise of comparison, fear, doubt, and urgency is louder than anything outside of you. That is the noise that clouds your perception and pulls you away from your center. When that noise goes unchecked, you chase things that aren't meant for you. You say yes to what should be declined and decline what might have changed you. But when you return to stillness, clarity begins to rise, not because answers are given from outside, but because you finally begin to hear what has been inside you all along. The truth does not scream. It waits. It waits for the moment you become quiet enough to listen. Stillness is not inaction. It is the highest form of intentional action. It is the sharpening of the blade before the strike. It is the inhale before the speech. It is the grounding of your feet before the journey begins. Those who act without stillness often confuse urgency with purpose. They move quickly but not meaningfully. To be still is to face yourself without the distractions, without the excuses. It is to sit with your choices, your motives, your patterns, and watch them without judgment. It is in this space that truth becomes visible. Not the version of truth shaped by convenience or comfort, but the deeper truth, the one that knows when you are aligned and when you are not. You may avoid stillness because it is uncomfortable, and it often is. Because in stillness you cannot lie to yourself. The masks fall away, the story you've been telling collapses. What remains is raw, unfiltered awareness. But this is where healing begins. This is where direction is born. This is where strength gathers. The one who can be still even in chaos is the one who is truly free. Not because the world around them is silent, but because their inner world is steady. From that steadiness, wisdom flows. From that center, action becomes accurate. Decisions become clean. And life begins to respond. Not to the noise of your striving, but to the resonance of your truth. Stillness is the mirror that does not distort. It shows you as you are, without agenda, without demand. It offers nothing but reflection, and in that reflection is everything you need to see inside you. Two forces exist, not in conflict, but in balance. One is the weapon, the sharp edge of your will, your discipline, your capacity to cut through illusion and stand firm in the face of chaos. The other is the peacekeeper, the quiet wisdom that chooses restraint, seeks harmony, and understands that not every battle must be fought. Both are necessary. Both are sacred. You were never meant to be only one. To be the weapon is to embody power with precision. It is the part of you that knows how to act with decisiveness, how to protect what matters, how to rise in moments of threat or challenge without hesitation. This is the part of you forged through hardship, the part that knows how to endure, how to resist, how to fight for what is right when the moment demands it. But a weapon without control is destruction, and strength without awareness becomes violence. That is why the peacekeeper must also live within you. This is the part of you that chooses stillness when provoked, that understands the power of silence, that knows how to listen before reacting. The peacekeeper is not weak, it is the stronger of the two when used wisely, because it takes far more strength to hold back a blow than to strike with it, to de-escalate when your pride is screaming for retaliation, to forgive when your pain demands justice. You were never meant to silence one in favor of the other. The art is in the integration. Knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet, when to defend and when to yield, when to stand firm and when to step aside. This is not indecision. It is mastery. It is the maturity to move between force and gentleness without losing your center. Some will ask you to be only the weapon, hard, unbending, fierce at all times. Others will pressure you to be only the peacekeeper, soft, agreeable, endlessly accommodating. But neither extreme reflects the truth of who you are. Life will demand both from you. And the situations that arise will not come with labels. You will have to feel, to discern, and to act from the balance you have cultivated within. You are not here to dominate or to disappear. You are here to hold both fire and water, edge and calm, roar and silence, and to know when each is needed. The world does not need more brute force, nor does it need more passive silence. It needs those who can carry the sword in one hand and compassion in the other, ready to defend without ego and to lead without fear.